Thank you for tuning in to the Light of Conscience, where the knowing that exists where thoughts do not lights the way. Subscribe to stay inspired. The best compliment you can give us is to share this with a friend. You can also leave a rating, write a review to help others find us. The more the merrier in the light of conscience. Love itself is molding us into what we be. Why wait for tomorrow when right now we can be free? So break down your defenses and throw away your shield and give yourself this moment to believe in what you feel. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Light of Conscience podcast. Today, I'm speaking with Ivana Nesco. She is an amazing healer. Energy speaks through her. She translates the invisible to the visible for people. And there's a lot more, but I'm just going to let her share herself and her story with you and welcome you now, Ivana, to the podcast.
Thank you, Elsie. Hello, everybody.
I'm so happy that you're here. And the very first question I typically ask every single person I have on the podcast is, how did you figure out, or when did you realize that you're a way shower?
Since I heard your interviews before, I knew this question is coming, and I know what you mean. I thought about that. I didn't know, and I still don't feel like that. I think we are all way showers, in some different way. Every single person is showing some way. And then, in order for us to know what we want and what feels good, I think we have to have everything out there, like diversity and all this colorful living, so we can choose then. So way shower is every single person, how I see it.
I love that, and I agree with you. And like you kind of talked about in a way, is that labels don't really serve.
Absolutely not.
So I just want to definitely dig in. I think people might be curious, though, before we really do, where did your accent come from?
Just yesterday at a coffee shop, a guy asked me, oh, well, usually people ask me, where do you come from? I said, from beautiful Croatia. Oh, I love your accent. And, I don't hear my accent. I think my English is perfect, and I know it's not. But it's coming from speaking Croatian and Slovenian. Both languages are, for me, like my first language. So that's my accent.
Awesome. Oh, your English is perfect. And it doesn't have to, think of all the different accents we have within English.
My way.
We have the Southern and the Minnesotan like me. And so, yeah, I love it. Well, you are an energy healer. You don't heal energy, but you are able to translate energy into concepts that people can understand. So I'd love to talk about how you got into that. Was that something that you've been doing your whole life, or is it something that you kind of developed as you went along your way in life? How did you start?
For me, that process was actually learning from people around me about my ability. All this is normal to me. So even though I grew up, in different setting and, differently, I felt normal. I didn't felt different or, oh, I have a special ability and I can do this. It was completely normal. So when people said how they feel and what I told them makes sense, or how did I know that, I started to learn that, oh, there is something that I can see and feel that it's normal to me but not to others. I assume that everybody see energy and feel energy and can sense and see people who passed away. I mean, it was nothing unusual.
Yeah, what a
So,
gift. I mean, to just be who you are and not have any of the doubts or the insecurities that so many, not saying that I don't know you very well, you might you might have insecurities too, but growing up it's so easy to think that we need to be different than we are, and you just knew who you were. That's so awesome.
I mean, absolutely, I have insecurities and um, you said I can say shit, right? Like
Yep.
everybody, but it's not actually. It's just as a human, we have everything. We can be everything. We tap into all this energy. So we all have and are everything. But actually, the major clarity for me about my ability, psychic ability, healing ability, channeling, started when I met our dear friend Olivera. She was reading like crazy. She had all this spiritual, metaphysical knowledge and information that actually I was experiencing stuff that I didn't know what they mean and what they are called. And she had all this knowledge, but she didn't know how that looks. So when we met, it was like amazing. It was that, oh my God, she understood everything that I was experiencing, even though she didn't.
Hmm.
And I connect to everything that she was saying. So at that time, all the clarity about what I do and
It
what I
seems
bring to
so,
the world.
sorry about that. Yeah, it seems like if there was a definition for serendipity, I think you two meeting would fit it exactly. That's
Yes, yes.
wow. That's just, I love how the
It was
universe
like
works.
atomic bomb explosion.
Yeah. I mean, wow. That's huge. And I am so excited to have you share some of the wisdom that you've gleaned throughout your life. One of the points you wanted to make for the listeners is that life is so much more than what people perceive, and life is actually the tiny, tiniest speck. Can you expand on that? I'd love to hear any stories or insights you have around that.
Um, how I feel right now is life is every moment, like, awareness of the moment. So I don't feel that life is, of course, is out there too, but enormous awareness, like presence. When you are drinking water, when you have your morning coffee, when you are looking at the window, when you are talking to your friend or loved one, or, I mean, I feel saturated life, living life. It's like potent. It's like so, like almost you have to catch your breath when you have ability to be aware as much as possible. I mean, I know all this being in the now, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, something is there. Um, when you can merge with the energy, like when you swim in the ocean and you don't feel where is your body and where is the water, like you just are everything and nothing. So first we meditate to be in that moment, and then when yoga teacher is doing yoga, usually he or she is fully connected to that everything and nothing. or when we do what we love to do, when we make love, we are like intensely, fully present. We can feel our breath and our body and everything and nothing, and it's like heavenly, magical. So living that in everything that we do, not disconnecting from that awareness, I think that is living life.
I'm in. Sign me up. Do you have any suggestions for people? Because as you know, as a human yourself, as I know as a human myself, it's so easy to allow the
Snap
thoughts.
out of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know.
Yep.
I think it's just practice, like every muscle when you go to the gym and, you are lifting weights and there is nothing. And then, oh, look, baby muscle. It's like that, just catching yourself and taking a breath. Okay, this is it now.
I think everybody just took a breath that was listening, because when you said take a breath and I took a breath and you took a breath, I think you just guided us all into this one beautiful moment right now. Thank you so much for telling us to take a breath.
It's just different things. I say to people, I don't know, wear something that it's gonna remind you. Put nail polish. Put something in your hair, on your knee, in your shoes. It really doesn't matter, whatever person resonates with, just to remind ourselves nothing really matters. Nothing really matters. Nothing. When we think that something is really important, then we just embody stress. We shrink. We hold our breath, and then we lost that connection to everything, to that nothingness, to that spaciousness, to present moment.
That was really beautifully put. It actually reminded me, I'm going to talk a little bit about my session with you. So I had a session with Ivana. I'm just so grateful because it really opened me in a lot of ways, and helped me to pinpoint something that I was letting be important to me, right? So that it was like not necessarily conscious in that I was conscious of, but I was giving importance to this thing that I would do. And when my awareness was brought to that, I was able to say, whoa, oh, wait, this shouldn't have to be affecting my life right now. Let's stop giving importance to that. And Ivana could tell you if she would speak about it, but my body was very, and is, holding a lot of tension. But it did. There's this expansion and opening and a peace that comes in that is exactly what you said. Like when you give importance to something, you're embodying stress. And that's exactly what, like you described that to me right now very clearly. And I hope that others are understanding what you're saying with that. I want to get a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos, but like if I did, it would be like nothing really matters on my forearm or something.
Yes. It's energy. So the words that are used is no attachment, no expectation, that are words that we connect to. So if we don't attach to person, to or not only attach, love has nothing to do with anybody, with any person, right? Money has nothing to do with job, with work, with working. peace has nothing to do with environment. You know, so it's an energy. It's an energy. It's easy to live, to feel life, to feel aliveness if we dance with life, if we dance with the energy, not with a person or with place or with job or with car, but with the energy, you know, is this energy feels good. If this dancing partner, this energies, instead of this person, George, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is this energy feels good. It feels good, it feels good, it feels good. And then, something, it doesn't feel good. Then not we don't have to I don't have to change, that person doesn't have to change. I just, okay, this moment is done, these moments are done. I just sense where the next energy resonance is calling me, and then I go and do that, and then I feel when there is done. So it's not like, oh, and I'm gonna quit this job, and I'm gonna quit this relationship. It's not about disconnecting or quitting or changing or you know, it's energy. So for me, energy is the loudest.
Mm.
And when I listen and follow the energy, it's easy, it's effortless, it's beautiful. When I attach to the, you know, this person or work or something or car, it's immediately it's challenging.
Wow. When
So
you were,
I
oh,
think
sorry.
we should, I'm sorry, I think I mean, we should. Okay. I mean, when we follow the energy, it's much easier and much
Yeah.
more fun.
Yeah. I love that you caught yourself when you said, I think we should. Well, wait.
You
There's
know,
really no limits.
words are, we need them, right?
Yes.
Maybe we don't,
Maybe not.
but we can, right? It's
It
fun.
helps. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's a help. I feel like what you were describing with how you follow the energy and let it guide you, that's to me what conscience really is. It's that inner compass that follows not things, not thoughts, but it follows the what energy is calling me now? Like what is making me feel light and free now? Like you said, it's so easy when you do that. The
and
difficult
and it
part is,
and it's that awareness, you know, or practice or whatever you
yeah.
want to call that. uh I grew up with certain, you know, this is wrong and this is, and I felt guilt and I felt shame and I felt like, oh, maybe yes, maybe no. But somehow I always uh, follow that magnetic, energetic call, you know, that it was always strongest. When I didn't, I immediately suffered.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And even today, you know, sometimes my mind says, oh, you know, this is wrong. Or I feel like uncomfortable and I don't feel like stepping into it. But then it just, you know, taking time and be with yourself for a moment and connect deeper and say, it's okay, you know, I'm gonna follow this magnetic call, energetic call. And when we do that, shame disappears, guilt, it surfaces, and then you acknowledge that, and you say, oh, okay. So why I would have to feel something that someone taught me that it's wrong or shameful into my new moment, into my new person meeting, into my new work, into my new buying shoes and feeling guilty because they are too expensive or whatever,
Yeah. If I may, when you talk about making those decisions and then like the shame or the guilt can show up, but then when you're really following the energy and the love path, which of course love has nothing to do with anything, but I used the word in a different way there. When you're following that lightness, that path that the heart, the energy feels freeing, it'll go away. I think a lot of people can relate to what you said about when you don't follow it, you suffer right away.
Mm-hmm.
What came through when I was, when I had that session with you was I shamed myself. Like it magnified each time because when I do things that I don't really want to do, and I know I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyways, and I just did it anyways, instead of just being like, whatever, I'm going to do it. I know I don't really want to, but whatever, it's fine. I would like beat myself down and shame myself and say, I knew I didn't. Why did I do it again? And what happened was I was able to see that so I could let it go. And now it's like, okay, I know I'm focusing on not doing things I really don't want to do. But also, if I happen to do it, because I mean, again, I'm human, it's going to happen. I don't have to sit there and say, see, I told you, you're bad. I shouldn't have done it. I knew I shouldn't have done it. I don't have to do that to myself. And we don't have to do that to ourselves. So thank
But
you.
we can, and it's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. That has a purpose too. I think that is the contrast that is also brings aliveness.
Yeah.
I love when I'm touched so deeply and I cry deeply. So I think it wouldn't be fun if we would just, be enlightened all the time. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just me. I don't know. I don't like boring. So, what now? I'm going to be enlightened and sit here and just, I mean, I go into deep trance and I can be there forever. And I don't even have to do anything or go. And I can totally disconnect from this dimension and this reality. And then what?
Yeah. Then why are you here? Why did we come if we're not
So
supposed to
yeah.
be free in it? And being free means we can do anything we want, really.
And experience as much as possible,
Yeah.
not only
Yeah.
on planet Earth, like material stuff, but also emotionally, mentally. you know
Yeah.
why not to play? That's why we came here, right?
Yeah.
So even the dramatic moment, or I mean, I believe people who are yesterday I had a conversation with our mutual friend at work, and we were discussing about addiction. And as I was listening to her story, I realized how many people are thinking that addiction is just the drug and just the alcohol or food or whatever. That is just surface. The addiction, it's the feeling that we want to create, that high and low.
Yeah.
So the high and low is what gives us that sense of aliveness. We all want to feel alive, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if every day is the same, and job is same, and it's safe, and it's secure, and it's a good money, eventually person's still gonna be like, okay, what now? What's next? And if there is nothing now and nothing next because life is just good, they will create something.
Uh-huh.
Not on purpose, not consciously. And that can be just simple, cutting finger when you cut the vegetable. And then you feel something, more.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I mean, again, personal preference. We can create that aliveness in so many different ways, through suffering or through joy or through play or through dance or through. Then is the difference, Are we enjoying in that living life, feeling life, or is like hard and heavy? And even though, again, I can see that some people love that. So, we cannot really say this is the better way of living.
No.
It's just one way, as we said on the beginning. Way
Yeah.
shower can be, you know, every single person and every
Absolutely.
single scenario.
And when you're feeling off in any way, take a nap.
Yes. I guess I told you that, right? In our session. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so as Ivana has been saying throughout this whole podcast, like there's no wrong. There's no wrong way to be, there's no wrong way to feel. And at the same time, we still have choice, right? So when we're feeling like, okay, I'm feeling this way and it's not wrong, but I could switch out of it. Go ahead,
How
take a nap.
I go about that, it's like, if something doesn't feel good, then um, I talk. I would say that out loud, to someone, and I say, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel, and then I hear myself, oh, this doesn't feel good. Okay. So I just need to adjust a little bit, right, to the left, to the right. I just have to change the direction. Maybe I can change direction instantly. Maybe I have to stop. Maybe I have to have conversation with someone. Maybe I need a chocolate cake or pizza, you know, different nail polish. It's a simple thing that just brings us back.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of times humans tend to complicate things, and they don't need to. We don't need to. They don't. Like, I'm not a human. Um, but yeah, it is. It can be like just doing one little different thing, and then your energy is like completely shifted. It's crazy.
But again, what today I say, this doesn't feel good anymore. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
uh, 10 years ago, it didn't feel good, but I was doing it. So,
It's all the process.
it's not even process. It's not even anything. It's just like we try to make sense about living life, but I think it doesn't really make sense. You don't have to.
I love it. I love that. I love you.
Whatever feels good, do it. whatever doesn't feel good, don't do it. But if that doing doesn't feel good, you like to do it, do it. Like, I don't know.
You've given so much wisdom, and I can't wait to share this with people. I want to know so that others can know how to connect with you. How can they reach you? I know you're in the Light of Conscience community on Facebook. Do you have a website? Do you have your own Facebook or Instagram? You're working out of Indigo Alliance in Honolulu. Tell us everything.
Facebook, Ivana Nesco, and Hawaii Medium. Instagram, website is hawaiimedium.net, ivananesco.com. Phone number is 808-384-8314 if someone wants to just give me a call. Indigo Alliance, I am there on Wednesdays, Fridays, 11 to 6. And I think that's it, yeah?
That's perfect. It's all awesome. Do you have any final words you want to share, or not words you want to share?
That's a good one. Yeah, maybe for all who are listening, who will listen this our conversation, not really listen to words, but to our energy.
I'm writing that down so I can see the words.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes. Wow. You'll know so much more when you tune out the words and tune into the energy. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Ivana. I'm just grateful for everyone that's ever been on the podcast, everyone who ever will be on the podcast. I am so grateful to you for sharing your message, all this wisdom and truth that you've given us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and to be open and fun and light. You make it so much easier for me because I didn't have to be serious.
No, you just got to be you with me. I mean, that's all. So, yeah. All right. Well, until next time, thank you. All right. Well, I hope you let us know how you liked that podcast episode. Go ahead and leave a rating and write a review if you get the chance to. That'd be awesome. Join us in the Light of Conscience community where you can ask me or Ivana questions. If you still have any lingering ones from this episode, we would be delighted to answer. And it is a group full of amazing, just people who are here to, as Ivana said, enjoy life, have fun with it, play with it. We don't get too worked up about much, but we're here for each other when those things do arise. So that is, again, the Light of Conscience community. Conscience spelled like my podcast, CONSCIENCE. And you'll see the whale and you'll know exactly where you are. So join us there. If you're looking for even deeper connection, opportunities for Kundalini Yoga each week, Reiki each week, meditations every month, and more, check out Club LC at bit.ly/club LC. Do make sure that LC is capitalized. There you're just going to have opportunity for, again, those deeper connections with yourself and with others on the path. Just keep doing what you're doing. Live your life, enjoy it, don't worry too much because nothing really matters that much. And until next time, we'll see you in the Light of Conscience. And don't give up on your life. Your dreams give hope and offer light. Let's make love to the beauty of the lives we've yet to live.